The feature I really wanted when the Sony A7C II launched is finally here. Dynamic Active Stabilization just dropped in the latest firmware and it completely changes how I shoot handheld videos. Hi, I'm Stefano Casati, wedding photographer and videographer, and when Sony announced the A7C II, I was so excited but also a little bit disappointed, because they didn't include this feature from day one. The stabilization was already better than the A7 Mark IV, but now, after this update, it's a completely new level. Stick around because I'll show you real examples from my tests, and I will explain why I think this is a major update for especially hybrid shooters. So, what exactly is dynamic active stabilization and how does it compare to the old active mode? Well, with standard active stabilization, the camera applies a crop of about 1.15x to stabilize the footage. With dynamic active stabilization, on the other hand, the crop increases slightly to around 1.3x, but the stabilization is much more smoother, especially when you're walking or panning handheld. I tested both modes side by side, walking forward handheld with no gimbal, and the improvement was immediately noticeable. Dynamic Active cleaned up the micro jitters and give the footage a much more polished and professional look. Even though you lose a little bit of field of view, I'd honestly take that over shaky footage any day. So I've been hoping for this feature since day one. When the A7C Mark II came out without it, I felt like a strange omission, especially since the hardware clearly had the potential. But now it feels complete. For hybrid shooters, this update is a real game changer. Until now, active stabilization gave us decent stable shots, but only if we were standing still or moving very carefully. Now, with dynamic active stabilization, we finally unlock new types of handheld movements. It basically replaces the gimbal for a lot of scenarios. Do you still need a gimbal though? Yes, especially for complex movements or if you shoot mostly video, I want to say. But for hybrid shooters, this really changes the way we approach handheld video. It's faster, lighter, and way more flexible. Have you tested the new stabilization yet? Are you okay with the extra crop if it means ditching the gimbal for certain shots? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to know how you're using it. And if you're wondering how the A7C Mark II compares to the A7 Mark IV for hybrid shooting, well, at least in terms of video stabilization, it's a big win for the A7C Mark II. I choose that all the way. That being said, there are still some few things I prefer on the A7 Mark IV. First of all, the joystick for moving the focus points. Secondly, more custom buttons for further customization. And one really big deal. Can you guess what it is? Yes, dual card slots. There are some types of work where you just cannot risk a card failure, and weddings are definitely in that category. So, do I use the A7C Mark II for weddings? Yes, but mostly as a secondary or backup camera. For the most important moments, I still trust my A7 Mark IV completely. But for personal shoots, content creation, and regular photo-video production, I'm leaning more and more towards the more compact and super capable A7C Mark II, which I really love. So this firmware update might look small on paper, but for real-world shooting, especially in fast-paced environments, it's really a big deal. So in the end, less gear, more flexibility, smoother results. Ciao e a presto! And this is with active stabilization, so it cropped in just a little bit, not that much, 1.15%. And this is with dynamic active stabilization, so I crop in a little bit more. I think it's 1.3, and let's see if it's a little bit more stable.
It's a brand new day.